Hey, how's it going, guys? On this video, I want to take you into a podcast episode that we did earlier this week with a couple friends of mine, where we were discussing how is it that we find freedom through our daily disciplines. Have a look for yourself. How far willing and how many times are we willing to break through a comfort zone to get to a new and beautiful level that awaits us, which will have another problem and another struggle that we'll have to break through. But the alternative of remaining comfortable is death.
Exactly.
Live. It's like, did I really want to get up at 5:45 this morning and go to CrossFit? No. It's 13 degrees here in Bozeman right now. I didn't want to do it. But discipline is doing the thing that you set the intention to do long after the feeling of when you set the intention is gone. And I know that if I don't get up and I don't exercise, I won't feel good. I won't have clarity of thoughts. I won't be able to be the best husband, best father, best business owner. And ultimately, I'll miss out. And that becomes a prison of our own doing, if we will.
That's so true.
I think that like everybody is chasing comfort right now instead of pursuing like what their best self is. And when it sounds cliche, but when we do that, we actually feel a sense of pride and courage that we wouldn't otherwise feel. And that's the thing that moves us forward.
That's so true. I think that the world is like addicted to comfort and instant gratification. And we're almost promised that that is what like brings you success, but it actually robs you from the very thing that gives you gratification, which is like, just feeling good that you followed through with something and that you overcame.
And I'll share a personal story with you just to kind of like not make this all rose petals. When I got into EXP, I achieved a lot of success very quickly. 1,000 people in my organization in my first year. And I was kind of like, I arrived, like I don't have to do anything anymore. And I still was, but like I was coasting is the best way to say it. And I spent the next 18 months so comfortable, not really pushing the envelope anymore. And that was a very difficult 18 months for me where I felt very unfulfilled. And my wife was like, why are you so cranky all the time?
Right.
I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not cranky. And as I doubled down and recommitted and started to like understand like what was really going on is like I wasn't pushing the boundary anymore. I was comfortable and I was enjoying that comfort, but realizing that at the same time I was missing out on what truly like makes me feel alive. So pushing myself harder this year than I probably have in a lot of years, and I'm excited about it.
That's awesome. And honestly, like, I think there's sometimes a challenge though to like push it for the wrong reasons. Right. And I think that sometimes when people hear stories like what you're sharing, they might go and start achieving all these goals for other people or for, to gain, like, it's like they're wanting to get the prize. And I think then they like get burnt out, which we were talking about this. Yeah. And then they go to the opposite extreme and they give up on all goals and they're like, I'm just doing nothing. And that doesn't do it either. And so I think it's very much like a thin line of seeing the goals with like reflection and taking the time to be intentional about what you're striving for and then creating that path and then following through with it is weird.
Tendency in a business mastermind, I think it's all about business, and in most cases it has very little to do with business.
Right. Yep.
So for striving this year and like what I'm locked in on is, I'm really committed to like getting in the best shape that I've ever been. Like, so really making health a priority. But I'm also serving. So like I joined a thing called Thrive, which is a mentorship program where I'll spend an hour a week with a high school student that they pair me up with, where I have nothing to gain from this person, only to give.
Right.
And so that's putting myself out there. And then I joined a local business mastermind where I have nothing to gain from it. I don't sell real estate locally. Just trying to take any experience or, situation that I've been able to overcome in business and help these other business members. And the amount of enjoyment and fulfillment that I'm getting from that it's hard to quantify. Use the KPIs and business metrics, but there's a great book called Halftime, and Halftime is a Christian book, but the premise of the book Halftime is we spend the first half of our lives becoming successful, and if we don't flip that switch, we'll just become more successful and we're just gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
So Halftime is, okay, well, like, you spent the first half of your life becoming successful, now flip this switch and become the second half of your life be significant. So like, what are we doing? And like, if I find myself stressed, then it's an indicator that something's not right, because I don't think when we're in our true ability and our skill set and our talent, like our God-given talent and purpose, and I believe we're all created unique and we're all here for a purpose. When we're in that, I don't believe that we should feel stressful. I believe there'll be times of stress because we're going for something and it's not always going to be easy. That's life. But if we're feeling, like you said, burnt out and stressful, it's because we're not doing the things that we're
the right things. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. That's so true. That's so true.